Good evening all, this is Jimmy Diggett's here, and this is my PowerPoint presentation of the many problems with Pretty Patel. This is my third video, so let's get straight into it, shall we? Starting from 2015, a junior employee at the department was dismissed. In response, the employee brought a formal complaint of bullying and harassment. This included Patel. A settlement was reached for £25,000, and I can guarantee taxpayers paid for that. Next slide. As International Development Secretary, Patel held meetings in 2017 in Israel without telling the Foreign Office. Although she claimed it was a private holiday, 12 meetings took place and official departmental business was discussed. In a statement with The Guardian, she stated Boris, the Foreign Secretary at the time, knew what she was doing, but the Foreign Office did not. Patel faced calls to resign. Her actions were a breach of ministerial code. Continued. May called Patel in for a meeting and reminded her of her responsibilities and planned for the ministerial code to be tightened. Patel's lies was corrected to The Guardian and an apology was made, but unfortunately, Patel also undisclosed 2 more meetings in Westminster and New York. She was summoned to the office and resigned her post soon after. 2 right in all, she lied and lied and lied and got caught out, so May had no choice but to make her resign, basically. So if we just move on, because it gets worse. Boris appoints Patel Home Secretary. Yes, back in the hot seat now. Shortly after appointed, it was transpired that she had worked for Viasat, £5,000 a month for 5 hours work without seeking prior approval from the government's advisory committee on business appointments, which led to accusations that she had broken the ministerial code for a second time. Considering this, she was still re-elected as MP for Whittam. We go on to bullying allegations. In February 2020, Patel bullies and forces out Rutman, the most senior civil servant at the time. The date of resignation from him was 29th of February. He said he would sue, and if we fast forward to the beginning of March 2021, a settlement was made in the figure of £340,000, paid by the taxpayer, not Patel. Also, a further £30,000 in costs. This allows Patel to not have to attend and give evidence before a public tribunal. A Home Office spokesperson said liability had not been accepted. So if we go back to the first slide in 2015, the second point here pretty much matches the same as that one, giving her the right to not attend and give evidence before a public tribunal. Continued. In November 2020, a Cabinet Office inquiry found evidence that Patel had breached the ministerial code following allegations of bullying in the 3 government departments which she had served. In terms, Patel did not meet the requirements to the ministerial code to treat civil servants with consideration and respect. Boris rejected all these findings and had full confidence in Patel. Well, something tells me that Boris is just willing to back her up, because if we go back to the slides 2 and 3, she was saying that Boris knew what she was doing and she got caught in the firing line. And I think that he's like, right, you backed me up there. Now I'm Prime Minister. I'll back you up now. So that's my conclusion anyway. I might be wrong. Please tell me otherwise. Right, protests and the crime bill. This is recent. Starting in June 2020, Patel attacked the BLM process. She used words like utterly disgraceful and dreadful. Did not agree with taking a knee. Do we really need someone that sour as Home Secretary? I don't think so at all. She also attacked other protests and called them criminals in the process. And this is the sort of behaviour we have to deal with her all the time, and nothing gets done. It's just like everybody in that House of Commons is scared of her. Conservative side anyway. Right, continued. A woman abducted and killed by a policeman walking home. It was very sad, and my condolences go out to their family. Protests at the Clapham Common saw police tackle a woman to the floor for sitting holding a sign. Patel saw this as a chance to produce a new crime bill, which we know is a complete misadvertised bill. It's a cover-up to stop freedom of protest. Patel doesn't like protests. as seen in the previous slide. Patel says jump, all the Conservatives MPs say how high. 296 pages long. Not once the word women is used, and that's her prime advertising on Twitter to protect women and girls. Not once the word women is used. It allows someone attacking a statue 10 years in prison. As a rape charge, the sentences start from 5 years only. There is no specific law that prevents women being harassed in the streets. Freedom of protest no more, giving police more powers against them. Right, let's move on to losing records. Patel loses 400,000 police records, fingerprints, DNA, and arrest records deleted from a police database. And if you've been in trouble with the law before, you're probably thinking, please, can that be mine? Please. Then they can't pin anything on you. Avoiding the questions asked by peers and saying she knew where they were on different platforms was her favourite phrase. More and more lies, unable to answer how long it will take to retrieve them. I'll put a link in the bio because this video is worth watching. You can see her lying in front of a screen. Right, if I didn't talk about this, then my YouTube would be a complete sham, just like this complete corruption in ENCROCHAT. Patel's Home Secretary approves millions of taxpayers' money to purchase a hack for French and Dutch investigators. Intel used in chat allowed to arrest people on intelligence only. And if you go back to my last two videos, that will probably give you more of an insight of what I mean by that. Presented in court, Patel and others like Emma Sweeting lie in court saying it wasn't a live intercept and wasn't illegally obtained, and the judge believes them. Patel asked Facebook for an encryption backdoor to target paedophiles, yet not one paedophile has been arrested in Operation Venetic, as they only targeted 3% of ENCROCHAT users and arrested those targeted. So basically she's trying to get into WhatsApp because that is owned by Facebook and target paedophiles. But if I show you the next slide, it's going to confuse you. This is a list of crimes ignored by Home Secretary and NCA, 29 out of 32 to be exact, the ENCROCHAT hack. You see the X's on the targets they acquired for the ENCROCHAT hack, some of them being intelligence only, no evidence, held on remand on intelligence only, which we know can be edited and it also could be lied about as done in court. But what is really shocking to me, that hasn't been crossed. It's a sexual exploitation of children and child pornography, terrorism, rape, murder, grievous bodily harm, kidnapping, illegal restraint, and hostage taking. The list goes on. Why is there no X's in all the boxes if you wanted to go after Facebook paedophiles, especially? Why only tick or cross 3 of these? Right, the new hack recently and what the outcome needs to be. This is the last slide. I didn't want to go on and on and on because I'd be here all night and probably into the next day if I really want to. In recent weeks, it has come to light that Sky ECT had been hacked using the same method as ENCROCHAT. It has been proven to be live intercept. Patel and NCA and prosecution lied in court and need to be held in contempt of court. Do the right thing. Make Patel resign and free the innocent. Hashtag ENCROCHAT. Share it all. Stop this mess.